Gentlemen, I know it feels like the world is moving faster than you can keep up. Relationships, dating, emotions, everything seems like a game you can never win. You try, you fail, and you wonder why it's so hard to connect, to be seen, to feel wanted. The frustration builds, right? Every day, you put yourself out there, but deep down, you're feeling empty, disconnected, unsure of who you really are or what you really want. And let me tell you something, you're not alone in this. There's an epidemic among men, especially young men, that no one talks about emotional isolation. You're told to be strong, to hide your vulnerability, to man up. But deep down, you're craving more. You want something real, something genuine, but you don't know how to find it or even how to ask for it. And you're watching older men, the ones who've been through the wars of life, seem to get all the attention, respect, and admiration from women. You wonder, what are they doing that I'm not? Here's the truth. Older men know something that you don't yet. They've learned from their mistakes, built their confidence, and realized what women truly need on a deeper emotional level. And it's not about money, status, or even looks. It's about emotional maturity, presence, and knowing how to connect at the core. You're about to learn the 4 things that older men do that drive women crazy. These aren't superficial tricks. These are deep emotional truths that can change the way you show up in your relationships. So lean in, because this could be the moment your dating life changes forever. Gentlemen, this one is foundational. Emotional availability is one of the most important things that older men master, and it's a skill that most younger men struggle to grasp. You might think that playing it cool, acting aloof, or holding your emotions back will make you appear strong or desirable. But that's exactly what makes it so hard for women to connect with you on a deep, meaningful level. Women are looking for something real. They want someone who sees them for who they truly are, someone who can understand their fears, dreams, and emotions without judgment. And the secret is, in order to truly connect with them, you need to be emotionally available. It's not about being overly emotional or pouring your heart out every time you have a conversation. But it's about being open to vulnerability and allowing your emotions to show in a way that feels authentic and genuine. This means being honest about how you feel, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about being able to share your own struggles, your triumphs, your insecurities, and your hopes for the future. When you are emotionally available, you aren't hiding parts of yourself out of fear that they might not measure up or that they might drive someone away. Instead, you are trusting that being real, showing who you truly are, will actually strengthen the bond you have with someone. Now, let's talk about why emotional availability is so important. It's because when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you open the door for someone else to do the same. Relationships, whether they're romantic, friendships, or even family, are built on trust and understanding. If you hold back and hide your emotions, you're putting up a barrier that prevents real connection. And when women sense that emotional wall, they feel it too. It creates distance. But when you are emotionally available, you make it safe for her to be herself around you. She doesn't have to guess what you're feeling or worry about whether you're hiding something. Here's the kicker. Women don't just appreciate emotional availability, they crave it. They don't want to be with someone who is emotionally distant, who's afraid to express himself, or is always playing games. They want to feel seen and heard. When you let your guard down and show up authentically, it's like a magnet for deeper connection. So start practicing emotional availability. Be honest with yourself first about your feelings, then express them openly with the people you care about. The more you do this, the more you'll find that people, especially women, will be drawn to you in a way that is both genuine and lasting. Emotional availability isn't a weakness, it's your strength. Let's talk about confidence. It's one of the most attractive qualities you can possess, but here's the thing, it's often misunderstood. Confidence isn't about walking into a room and expecting everyone to notice you or feeling like you're better than everyone else. That's arrogance, not confidence. The key difference is subtle but profound. Confidence is rooted in self-awareness, authenticity, and security, while arrogance comes from insecurity and the need to prove something to others. Older men have mastered this balance. They've learned that real confidence isn't about showing off or trying to impress. It's about being comfortable with who you are and knowing your worth without needing constant validation from others. And that's what makes it so magnetic. When a man exudes genuine confidence, it's clear he's at peace with himself and his place in the world. He's not trying to be someone else or to fit into a mold. He's simply being himself, and that's incredibly powerful. When you're confident, you don't feel the need to dominate conversations or boast about your achievements. Instead, you quietly command respect through your actions, your integrity, and the way you carry yourself. Women can sense this kind of confidence, and it's incredibly attractive to them. Confidence is not about being loud or flashy. It's about being grounded, calm, and unwavering in who you are. It's about knowing your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses, and being comfortable with both. Now, let's talk about why confidence matters in relationships. Women want to feel safe with you, not just physically, but emotionally. If you're constantly seeking approval or acting unsure of yourself, it creates uncertainty. And uncertainty kills attraction. Confidence creates an aura of security. It allows women to relax around you because they can sense that you are comfortable in your own skin. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And that's a rare quality that many people, especially women, find irresistible. Confidence also allows you to be a better partner because you won't be swayed by doubts or insecurities in the relationship. You can be supportive and emotionally present without feeling threatened or needing to win in every situation. You understand that relationships aren't about competition, they're about collaboration and growth. So how do you build that kind of confidence? Start by working on your self-awareness. Know who you are, what you want, and what you stand for. Practice self-acceptance and stop comparing yourself to others. When you're able to stand firm in your identity, you'll naturally radiate confidence, not arrogance. And women will be drawn to that authenticity, that grounded strength that comes from simply being yourself. In a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, older men understand something that younger men often miss: the power of patience. Patience is not just a virtue, it's the foundation of any healthy, lasting relationship. When it comes to dating and building a genuine connection with a woman, rushing things rarely ever works. Older men know that true, deep connections take time to cultivate. In today's fast-paced world, everything is expected to happen quickly. You swipe right, you go on a date, and within a week, you're expected to have an established relationship. But here's the thing: meaningful. Lasting connections don't work that way. Women, especially those who are looking for something real, need time to feel comfortable, to trust, and to emotionally bond with a partner. This is where patience comes in. Patience is about allowing the relationship to evolve naturally, without forcing it into a mold or timeline that fits your expectations. It's about showing up consistently without pressuring her into being something she's not ready for. Older men understand that if you rush the process, you might end up skipping over important emotional steps that lead to deeper intimacy. They know that you need to let things develop at their own pace without rushing into commitment or assuming that everything should be figured out in the first few weeks or months. But patience doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means respecting the other person's boundaries and allowing space for both of you to grow. Respect and patience go hand in hand. When you show patience, you're also demonstrating respect. You're telling her that you value her as a person, that you're not in a hurry to push her into a role or a commitment before she's ready. You respect her needs, her desires, and her pace. This, in turn, creates a safe emotional space where she can open up, express herself freely, and invest in the relationship without fear of being rushed or judged. Women go crazy for men who can be patient because it shows maturity and emotional intelligence. Patience isn't about being passive or waiting around for things to happen. It's about being willing to invest the time and energy necessary to build a meaningful bond. It shows that you care enough to allow the relationship to develop naturally, and that you're not just interested in quick wins or surface-level connections. Respect is a direct reflection of how much you value the other person. It's not about agreeing on everything or always getting what you want, but about honoring her emotions, choices, and individuality. It's about understanding that she's not just a prize to be won, but a person with her own life, goals, and feelings. When you combine patience with respect, you create a dynamic where both partners feel safe to be themselves, free of pressure or fear. That's the kind of connection that women crave. And that's the kind of relationship that lasts. Patience and respect aren't just about waiting for things to happen. They're about creating the foundation that allows true emotional intimacy to flourish. Older men have learned something that many younger men often overlook. Women don't need to be saved, but they deeply appreciate a man who can protect them. There's a big difference between the two, and understanding this difference can transform the way you approach relationships. Being a protector doesn't mean solving all her problems or rescuing her from every situation. Instead, it's about offering emotional security, providing stability, and standing by her side when she needs support. Let's break this down. Every woman has her own struggles, her own challenges, and her own life journey. What women truly want is not a man who tries to fix everything, but one who is emotionally present, someone who stands with her through thick and thin without trying to take control of her life. Women want someone who provides a safe space for them to express themselves, someone who can be a source of emotional strength when they need it. That's what being a protector is about. Being her support, not her savior. Older men have learned that being a protector is not about rescuing her from every problem she faces. It's about providing a sense of stability and security. It's about being the kind of man who makes her feel safe, respected, and valued. This emotional safety is something that every woman craves. When she feels protected, not in a controlling or possessive way, but in a way that allows her to be her true self, she opens up and forms a deeper, more trusting connection. A protector is someone who listens to her fears and anxieties, someone who helps her navigate challenges without overstepping or trying to fix everything. This means being there for her in tough moments without trying to solve her problems immediately. Sometimes all she needs is a shoulder to lean on or someone to hear her out without offering solutions. Another important part of being a protector is setting boundaries and ensuring the relationship stays healthy. This is where emotional maturity comes into play. Women want to know that you're not just blindly following her every command, but that you're strong enough to establish boundaries, protect her from harm, and stand firm when necessary. It's about ensuring that the relationship is built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding, not on the foundation of one person constantly saving the other. When you show up as a protector, you're offering something deeper than just physical safety. You're offering emotional security, understanding, and unconditional support. Women go crazy for men who can make them feel protected in every sense, emotionally, mentally, and even physically, but not in a way that feels suffocating or overbearing. It's the balance of being there when she needs you, but not overstepping boundaries or taking on more than you should. Ultimately, being a protector shows maturity and understanding. It signals that you're not looking for someone to complete you or fix your issues. Instead, you're looking to build a partnership where both people stand strong and support each other through life's ups and downs. This dynamic creates a deeper, more meaningful connection that stands the test of time. One of the most powerful tools older men have mastered in their relationships with women is the art of listening. It sounds simple, right? But it's one of the most underrated skills in dating, and it makes a world of difference when it comes to building real, lasting connections. Women, especially those who are looking for something meaningful, often crave a partner who truly listens. Not just someone who hears the words coming out of their mouths, but someone who listens with intention, empathy, and understanding. Listening goes beyond the surface level of hearing words. It's about paying attention to the emotions behind those words, noticing the unspoken signals, and responding in a way that shows you're emotionally engaged. Older men understand that women often communicate not just with their words, but with their body language, their tone, and even their silence. They've learned how to read the room, understand the subtext, and respond thoughtfully, instead of just waiting for their turn to talk. Women don't just want a man who can repeat back what they said. They want someone who can show they understand the meaning behind their words. This is where active listening comes into play. Active listening isn't just nodding along while thinking about what to say next. It's about truly focusing on the conversation without distractions and making the other person feel like their feelings and thoughts matter. When you listen actively, you make her feel heard, valued, and respected. And that's incredibly powerful. Older men also understand that listening isn't always about offering solutions. Sometimes women just want someone to listen and validate their feelings. They don't need you to fix everything or have the perfect answer to every problem. They need you to listen, to show empathy, and to offer emotional support. Too many young men try to solve every issue, thinking that's what will win her over. But in reality, sometimes what's most attractive is just being present, offering a listening ear, and allowing her to express herself freely without feeling like she's being judged or fixed. Listening also shows emotional maturity. It shows that you care about her as a person, not just as a partner or someone you want to impress. It's about creating an environment where she feels comfortable sharing her thoughts and feelings with you, knowing she won't be dismissed or overlooked. This deep level of connection is what leads to intimacy and trust. In your dating life, take the time to listen. Not just to what she says, but to how she says it and to what she might not be saying at all. Pay attention to her tone, her body language, and the little details that she may not even realize she's giving away. Listening like this makes her feel emotionally safe with you, which opens the door to a deeper, more meaningful relationship. When you master the art of listening, you're not just building a stronger connection with her, you're also showing that you're emotionally available and ready for something real. The more you listen, the more you'll discover about her needs, her dreams, and her vulnerabilities. And the more you show that you're there for her, the more she'll trust you and be drawn to you. Listening isn't just a tool, it's the foundation of understanding, respect, and connection. And that's the kind of bond that lasts. If there's one thing older men know for certain, it's that integrity is the foundation of trust. And trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Women go crazy for men who lead with integrity because they know that this quality is rare, powerful, and unshakable. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest, consistent, and true to your word. Leading with integrity means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. It means standing by your values and principles, no matter the situation. In the world of dating and relationships, integrity is everything. Women can sense when a man is authentic, when he isn't pretending to be something he's not, and when he shows up as his true self. They want a man who can be relied upon, someone whose actions align with his words. And that's what integrity is all about, matching your actions to your values and always doing what you say you will do. When you lead with integrity, you earn trust. Trust is the bedrock of all great relationships. And without it, nothing else matters. You could be the most charming, handsome, or successful man, but if you don't have integrity, you will always struggle to build a meaningful connection. Women don't want to invest in a relationship where they can't rely on the other person. They need someone who keeps their promises, someone who is consistent, dependable, and honest. Integrity is a signal that you are trustworthy, and trust is the key to emotional safety and vulnerability in any relationship. Older men understand that integrity is not just about being honest. It's about consistency and transparency. It's about being the same person in every situation, whether you're on a date, at work, with your friends, or in a difficult situation. There's no showing up in one scenario and hiding in another. Integrity means being authentic and transparent even when it's uncomfortable. This honesty fosters a sense of security and emotional safety, which is crucial in any relationship. But why is this so important to women? It's because women want to feel emotionally safe and secure. They want to know that the man they're with is going to treat them with respect, honor their feelings, and be true to his word. A man who leads with integrity creates that emotional safety. He makes her feel valued and understood, and most importantly, he makes her trust that he is someone she can count on no matter what. Furthermore, when you lead with integrity, it shows emotional maturity. It demonstrates that you are not swayed by impulse or convenience, but that you take responsibility for your actions and decisions. Women appreciate men who can make decisions based on values, not on what might be easiest or most beneficial in the short term. It's the difference between a man who leads from a place of integrity and one who leads from a place of manipulation or self-interest. Ultimately, women are drawn to men who lead with integrity because it shows that they are emotionally grounded, reliable, and capable of building a lasting, healthy relationship. It's not about being perfect or always having the right answer. It's about showing up authentically and consistently. When you lead with integrity, you're not just building a relationship based on mutual respect. You're building one that is anchored in trust, authenticity, and true emotional connection. That's the kind of relationship that lasts, the kind of bond that can weather any storm, and the kind of love that grows stronger with each passing day.